think Jungkook has reached the peak of his career, think again. Because today, he just proved that he's not only big in music but also in movies. And not just any success. His documentary, I Am Still, officially made history as the second highest grossing documentary in the world. Crazy, right? But wait, the story is much more exciting than you might think. Jungkook, the golden magne of BTS, has always been known to be almost limitless in terms of talent. Singing? Good at it. Dancing? Agile. Visuals? Don't ask. But this time, through I Am Still, she showed something deeper, her most human, most honest, most vulnerable side. And the world? The world truly accepted her with open arms. This documentary is not just a collection of career highlights. It's not just a sweet behind-the-scenes video. I Am Still is a form of reflection. Jungkook talks about his fears, hopes, failures, and dreams that sometimes even feel out of reach. It's about how it feels to stand on top of the world but still feel unfinished. There's still something to achieve. There's still something to chase. In the context of film theory, a documentary is usually strong because of two things: its subject and the emotions it builds. And Jungkook? He's not just an interesting subject. He's a global phenomenon. The emotions presented in I Am Still are not artificial. Everything is raw, everything is real. This sincerity is what makes this movie touch everyone, fans, non-fans, even people who previously didn't care much about K-pop. Technically speaking, a documentary like this works because it utilizes narrative immersion, a theory where the audience is drawn into the story, feeling as if they are experiencing firsthand everything the subject is feeling. And Jungkook, through his intimate narration and beautiful cinematic visuals, managed to pull everyone into his world. Speaking of numbers, I Am Still has already amassed an incredible amount of revenue in just a short period of time. It's on the list of the highest-grossing documentaries of all time. This is not only a victory for Jungkook personally, but also for the K-pop industry as a whole. It is clear evidence that South Korean culture is increasingly accepted, appreciated, and even loved in various parts of the world. This phenomenon is also in line with the concept of cultural globalization, where culture from one country can spread and be widely accepted in other countries. Jungkook is not just a K-pop artist. He is a representation of how the world is changing, how cultural boundaries are fading away. Music, stories, and flavors, they are now universal. One of the things that makes I Am Still even more memorable is how it captures the little moments that usually escape the camera. Like the recording process in the studio at 3 in the morning, the little habits when stressed, the expression of worry before performing on the big stage, all of it is packed with strong storytelling. This is not a movie made to glorify Jungkook. It's a movie that shows that even idols like Jungkook are human, with uncertainties, doubts, and a desire to constantly improve. Even from a theoretical standpoint, the movie reflects the principle of autoethnography in documentary, a method where the subject explores his personal experiences to tell something bigger about the world he lives in. Through his own story, Jungkook shows how social pressures, public expectations, and a journey of self-discovery can impact someone who appears perfect to the world. And most interestingly, all these achievements come at a time when many might think the boy band era of the world has died down a bit. But no! Jungkook proves that individual brilliance, personal brilliance, can shine even in the midst of fickle trends. He's not just a product of a trend. He is the trend itself. After I Am Still was released, global media outlets rushed to write about it. Film critics, cultural columnists, and even academics discussed how the movie is not only a work of art, but also a study on the phenomenon of modern fandom, youth identity, and the relationship between artists and the public in the digital age. And behind this success, there is something even deeper, something that many people may not realize. I Am Still isn't just about Jungkook sharing his story. It's a subtle form of resistance to the expectations that have always weighed on his shoulders since he was a teenager. This documentary is clear evidence that he doesn't want to be confined to the definition of the perfect idol. She wants to be remembered not only for her achievements, but also for her courage to be honest about who she is. we refer to self-determination theory, there are three things that humans need in order to develop optimally: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. And here, Jungkook demonstrates all three. Autonomy. He chose his own path to tell his story. Competence. He shows how deeply and seriously he takes his work, not just passing through. Relatedness. He makes us feel connected, as if we're right by his side during the journey. Hence, this movie feels more than just a spectacle. It's an experience. It's an emotional journey that inevitably moves the hearts of those who watch it. And speaking of achievements, being the second highest grossing documentary in the world is not just a cool number to brag about. It's a symbol. A symbol of how one man's voice, Jungkook's voice, can transcend cultural boundaries, languages, and even prejudices. In a world that is often divided by differences, I Am Still is a bridge that connects so many people through the same emotions: hope, doubt, and the will to survive. In fact, if we look at it from the entertainment industry's perspective, this success has opened the eyes of many about the importance of authentic storytelling. The world is no longer looking for plastic perfection. The world needs real stories. The world needs a figure who dares to say, "I'm not done yet. I'm still fighting." And Jungkook, he delivers it in a simple but powerful way. The fact that the movie has taken off in the global market also proves an interesting theory in media studies: the concept of parasocial relationships. This is a one-way relationship that forms between the public and a public figure. Jungkook, through this documentary, deepens that relationship. Not by selling a false image, but by opening himself as wide as possible, making room for us to see, understand, and feel closer. Because the truth is, behind all that glittering spotlight, there's a young boy who's still learning about life, just like all of us. That's why, when you see news about I Am Still exploding around the world, don't just look at the number of viewers. Look at the story. See how the courage to come out as you are, honest with all your fears and hopes, can be a world-changing force. And perhaps that is also the reason why I Am Still is not just another documentary. It is a statement that in the midst of a fast-changing world, being honest about yourself is still the bravest revolution.